Danger, doom.
Yes, my name is Kaya.
Kaya, so nice to meet you. K-I-A-H.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's on your name tag. Right? I should have just let it go. It would have been, she'd be like, how did he, nobody ever, right? I haven't vlogged in a while, but this is the final week of this 3-week tour I've been on nationwide, back to school, inspirational speeches for college students, a couple of magic shows thrown in there. I've been all over the country, but I've got 5 days left. I'm going to 3 states, 3 events, and I get to go visit my mom a little bit in between them because I'm driving on this last leg up and down the East Coast, and she's in Maryland, and she's got a new place, and I haven't seen it yet, so let's vlog this final week. Work backwards to figure out how to get them from where they are to where you want them to be. This is a technique called perspective taking. It's what my TED Talk was about, so you can go look up how to magically connect with anyone. All right, so I'm here in Virginia. I'm going to University, Hollins University, which you've seen me go to many times before on the vlog. I love this university. I wasn't able to get to the Mini Piglet says hi, little piglet over there. I wasn't able to get to them last fall, and I was really disappointed by that because it's just one of my favorite schools every fall. And now that I've made the real shift from being a full-time magician to a full-time speaker, consultant, all this stuff, getting to go out and just do a straightforward comedy magic mind reading show for a group of students that was always such a huge fan, such a great, I'm so excited for tonight's show. So I'm gonna head over there pretty soon. I just did a live stream on my YouTube channel, You're probably watching this on YouTube. I just did a live stream about personal success. It takes a little bit to get going, but once it does, we got some phenomenal questions about, how to launch a YouTube channel, how to communicate better in the professional environment and working environments, and I'll leave that link in the description of this video. Let's head over to the university. Oh, thank God, I finally said it right. It's very warm out, and I'm wearing a sweatshirt. Another season we leave behind. Time to get set up. Another story that's got me blind. Got only you on my mind. All right, Kaya, so nice to meet you. How are you with matches? Okay, so that answer makes me very nervous.
No, I'm okay.
But less nervous than the other night in Indiana when I said, how are you with matches? And she went, oh, I love matches. And I was like,
but yeah,
maybe not so enthusiastic.
I'm okay with them.
She's like, magician's going down tonight. Go right here. I don't want to. You got that really close to your fingers.
Yeah,
all right. Let's do this. And all right. And, whoa. Okay. So, the phoenix would burn for days. The ashes would float into the sky. Kaya, here's what I need you to do. Here, I need you to hold on. You hold on to the phoenix, right? No, just hold on with one hand. I'll take this back from you. You just keep your hand up. It's not too warm still, is it?
No.
It's all right. She's like. So the phoenix would burn for days. You can still see it a little bit. The smoke would float into the sky. It would billow into the adjacent communities, the villages, and eventually, after a few days, the smoke would dissipate, And as you know, the Phoenix has never been a story of death. It has always been a story of rebirth. Because sure enough, lower your hand a little bit, after a few days, the Phoenix would rise from the ashes, unharmed, and ready to face the world anew. Kaya,
Yes.
this is a souvenir for you,
Thank you.
a reminder that strength, beauty, and courage are always forged in fire. Thank you so much. Holy cow, what a show. I mean, it was just, gosh, I said it to you guys. I said, this is going to be amazing because the students at Hollins University are always amazing. And yeah, what a weird, crazy experience. Like these two girls that came up early, they came in really early. They were some of the first ones into the theater. They said, we met at your show as freshmen. That's how we became like best friends. And it was just like, man, what an honor to be able to be a part of that. We don't usually get to see that as entertainers, as speakers, as folks who, you know, are in my industry. We pop into an event for an hour and we do it and we leave and we usually never see those people again. To be able to go back to somewhere and actually get tangible, you know, evidence of the impact, not being the world's greatest magician or greatest speaker, but just being able to see that you've actually touched lives in such a short window. You know, there's a lot of professions that really touch people's lives, but they typically get such a longer amount of time. Teachers get a long amount of time with students to build that relationship. You know, we just get an hour or less on stage, you know, for the most part. And to be able to have that kind of an impact is, I take it very seriously. I try not to take myself seriously, but I do take that responsibility seriously. And so I'm just having a quiet, reflective morning. Having said that, this is a travel day. It's one of the very few days on this whole tour where I've had a day in between events where I don't have to actually do an event tonight or today. Got about a 2-hour drive today from Virginia to North Carolina, which is where tomorrow's event is. I'm gonna drive to North Carolina today, and that is where my agent, Danny, lives. Which, I mean, you guys used to see Danny all the time. The reason you haven't seen him a lot lately is because 1, I don't really vlog like this anymore, and 2, I haven't seen him barely at all this year. I made it to North Carolina. I'm told there's a Japanese restaurant around here somewhere that I can walk to. I eat alone a lot. Thank you. This AC unit is so loud. Why you gotta be like that? Anyway, man, Japanese was good. It wasn't like the best ever, but it was way better than McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell, everything else I end up eating on these tours. So since I have, it's a beautiful sunny day and I'm gonna stay in this dark hotel room and get some work done for a few hours and then meet up with Danny for dinner. So, I forget how to vlog. Is this interesting? It's so warm still. It's beautiful though. Look at this. Look at this sun. So Danny As you know, he's one of my primary agents. But he also owns a wine shop. And I've never seen his wine shop, but I'm gonna go see it right now. This is it. We have found the loaded grape. You moved so much it never even focused.
Oh my goodness. Thank goodness.
So here I am at Guilford College, and my speech today is in a planetarium. What? What? I'm freaking out right now. Look at this. So I was just chatting with the advisor who brought me in. Basically, he was saying that this is a new initiative, this program that they're doing, the series of events, a handful of different types of speakers from my agency, from my management, and they're not sure, it's not mandatory. They were originally hoping to make it mandatory for certain students, certain types of students, freshmen, but it didn't work out that way. So when it's not mandatory for a motivational speaker, you never know if you're going to get a large audience. Probably not. So even though we'd love to see this room filled, more likely we'll only get 15 or 20 students, which means for me, I have to, kind of make a decision, which is, do I just do the speech the way I normally would and make it, really casual and conversational and interactive, or do I actually do it more as a workshop? It's the next day already. After the event yesterday in the planetarium, I drove all the way 6.5 hours back to Maryland, saw my mom and Randy, had a nice, quiet, very quick evening, had breakfast with them this morning, and then I just drove 4 hours to just outside New York City, the greater New York area, to do the final show, the final event, and it is a magic show tonight, on this unbelievably insane and really wonderful 3-week tour. When I'm done with the show this evening, I'm just going to drive the final 2 hours home to Connecticut instead of staying in a hotel so I can see Lindsay, and then take the weekend off and recover and enjoy being home for a little bit. I do want to talk about the event yesterday. So you know how I was talking about the fact that I was worried that we weren't going to have a huge attendance, not sure who was going to show up. We only had 4 students. That's right, 4 students showed up. And the question becomes, what do you do as a motivational speaker for an hour for 4 students? You've got to fulfill your contract. It's my job to make sure it's as good for them and the client as it can possibly be. But, you can't just stand up there and do a motivational speech for an hour for 4 people. So luckily I had the best 4 students you could have asked for to be in this situation with. I did it very casually. I pretty much sat down with them as if I was sitting at a dining room table with 4 people and doing a motivational presentation. I told stories that I normally tell, the story of the blind guy Ed from my TED Talk, like I normally do. I taught them about perspective taking. I did magic demonstrations to explain these concepts. They asked a lot of questions, so there was a lot more actual discussion, interaction, Q&A. It was much more personalized, and I worked in some of the aspects of my workshops into it. I'm near the Westchester Airport right now. That's just a plane overhead. So I worked in a bunch more of the stuff out of my workshops where I had the 4 of them split off into pairs, so 2 pairs, and we did active listening exercises and all kinds of interesting stuff. And for what it's worth, the 4 students who stuck it out and committed to this, they got the experience of a lifetime. They were all freshmen, first week of college, to get that kind of hands-on experience. Incredible. I've got to take a call with a prospective client, and then head over to the school and get ready for tonight's show.